Cougars, not Jaguars. Okay. Matt, you ready? Yeah. Yeah. The Chandler Gilbert women's basketball team is trying to secure the final playoff spot in Region 1. Today, Coach Fletcher Brown and the squad on home court taking on South Mountain. It tips off a doubleheader right here from the Coyote Center off Pecos Road in the 202 on the Chandler Gilbert Sports Network. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Joe Pequeno alongside Matt McCurdy. Coach Fletcher Brown and crew, they're back home, Matt, after going on the road in a hard-fought loss against Scottsdale, 69-55. They opened the day with a 2-game lead over Phoenix College, and by no means is that secure. Every game counts as they're trying to lock up that 4 seed.
Absolutely. I mean, look, Joe, the Coyotes have really started to find their stride in the last few games. That game against Scottsdale, Scottsdale's a tough team. They play hard every time, both women's and men's basketball. And South Mountain just came off a win against Phoenix College as well. So it'll be interesting to see these two teams go head-to-head.
Steph DeSilva led the Coyotes with 24 points in the loss against the Artichokes. Big stat in that one, Matt. Coyotes were out-rebounded 47-22, giving up way too many extra possessions.
Yeah. I mean, that down low court, grabbing the ball and getting yourself another chance at the board, I mean, it's crucial in every single game. So that's a big stat.
Coyotes enter 6-11 in league, 11-13 overall. South Mountain enters 1-21 with only one win on the season. Of course, they get a new coach on the year in Dee Gibson, who played for the Jaguars back in our time. They're coming off their first win, as Matt mentioned, knocking off Phoenix College. Coyotes won the first matchup at South Mountain, 79-46. Maya Way with 25, Steph DeSilva with 18. Coyotes shot 47% in the win, and so they know this personnel well. Matt, but each game is its own entity, and by no means can the Coyotes come in here and afford to overlook a South Mountain team that would love to come in here and get that second victory of the season.
Yeah, I mean, Joe, that's the challenge with playing these teams. You see them earlier in the season, you have a good game, you maybe get the win, but the teams change. We've seen that from the Coyotes here at the Coyotes Center night after night, where over time they've gone slowly but surely better, enhancing their skills, certain players stepping up to the plate, taking new shots, and so that's the fun part of sports. You never know what you're going to get.
Coyotes led by Maya Way with 12 points. Steph DeSilva with 10. 11th in field goal percentage in the conference at 44%. Alana West with 8. Cheryl Yazzie with 6. Aisha Ashley also with 6. Kaden Cosgrove with 4. Jordan Zachary, Rebecca Gutierrez, Jalen Nacio, Megan Urbanski, and Hannah Williams averaging 2 apiece. Starting lineup for Chandler Gilbert. Jalen Nacio, number 1. Number 11, Maya Way. Number 20, Rebecca Gutierrez. Number 23, Steph DeSilva. Number 24, Alana West. We're going to take a moment for the national anthem and the announcements. Keep it locked and loaded right here on the Coyote Sports Network.
CGCC Coyotes. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you rise if you're able to, and gentlemen, remove your hats as we honor our country and those who serve with the playing of our national anthem.
So once again, the starting lineup for Chandler Gilbert. Number 1, Jalen Nacio. Number 11, Maya Way. Number 20, Rebecca Gutierrez. Number 23, Steph DeSilva. Number 24, Alana West. Coyotes average 57 points, shoot 36%, 27% from 3, 68% from the line with 31 rebounds and 9 assists. Of course, they're led by head coach Fletcher Brown in his 3rd season. Got the squad to the playoffs last year, trying to make it 2 consecutive years. And Matt, that is a tremendous building block, a selling point for his program if he can get the team into the postseason in a very difficult Region 1 division where they play the Mesas, they play the Scottsdale Community Colleges, they play Pima, and if he can get them in for the 2nd year in a row, he's just continuing to work on building this program.
Yeah, Joe, I mean, Fletch has a team that's young, it's building, it's growing, and he's in the works of building a team for next season, the season after that. And so it becomes a great recruitment tool. It becomes an opportunity to get more players here, seeing what the girls are doing and the team's doing together. And it's a great opportunity to build for the future seasons.
His assistant, Leon Sutton, in his 3rd season on the sideline for the Coyotes. You name it, played his college basketball for Steve Silsby back in the day at Eastern Utah College. He also spent some time in the NBA G League where he played with the Idaho Stampede. So Sutton knows all about basketball. That's a great kind of encyclopedia on the sideline, a man who played at the very high level and can bring that kind of knowledge to the women's game. So South Mountain, a team that's still trying to find itself, 1-16, 1-21, but they are coming off that win over Phoenix College, so they've got some juice coming in. Janae Bird led the team with 20 points in the win. Haley Connor with 16, Mimi Miller with 14. Chloe Wiley and Mimi Miller lead the team with 8 points apiece. Connor with 7, and Miller leads the team in rebounding with 7 a tip. This is a team that ranked last in the conference, 48 points, and they really struggle from the field, Matt. Only 28%. So talking to Coach Fletcher Brown, he said, look, we're going to start off man, but we're going to mix in some zone as well. Going to make them force them from the outside and make them hit some shots.
Yeah, absolutely. And just by pure looking over the team, this is the team the Coyotes have a good size up. I mean, they're not a large team. Sometimes you get teams where they got large posts, people they have to really put up against, but this is a good team to run this defense against.
So we're going to tip this one off, and the Coyotes win the opening tip. They're in the gray and teal.
Good pass.
Inside, and that's a quick basket. Great execution from Nacio to Maya Way, and right off the bats, that's a great start. Just the opening tip, the execution, and the point blank. Maya connects on the great pass by Nacio. Shot from the outside, and that is a long-range dagger by South Mountain, courtesy of Mimi Miller.
And you see that great control right off the bat. That's the type of focus we want to see from the Coyotes entering into the game, right? Nice, easy jump. She's going against a girl that's clearly a little bit taller than her off that jump. Get it to the girl, and then be unselfish and make the play. Ooh, tough pass on me.
Nacio almost has it taken away. South Mountain dressed in the road blue. Steph,
good look.
Little pull-up. Alana underneath, battling, saves it. Steph thought about it, puts it on the deck, gets it out to Nacio. Nacio will let it fly from 3, off the mark. Loose ball, De Silva comes up with it, little spin, works it back inside, and Gutierrez misses underneath. A good possession, though, by Chandler Gilbert. A lot of good looks, just could not connect on the bunny underneath.
And that's what you want. You want them taking those shots early in the game, getting it lined up, getting in that motion. Sometimes we see the Coyotes not take those open looks and those shots and then save it to the end, the second half to really warm up. So it's good to see them open up like this.
South Mountain trying to dump the ball in the post to Miriam Traor. Coyotes get the ball. Go back on offense with Alana West being harassed in the backcourt by Haley Connor. Chandler Gilbert won the first matchup. They have a 2-game lead over Phoenix College. And we get a travel call against Alana West. The refs for this one: Takira Wade, the female ref, along with Steve Riggs and Mike Seeby. Now, this one a big one because South Mountain did knock off Phoenix College to give Chandler Gilbert a little bit more breathing room. So if they can lock this one up and lock the one up at Glendale, they're going to move a step closer to locking up that 4th seed. And then, look, anything can happen. They'll either potentially go on the road to face Pima. That's a high arcing shot by Miriam Traor. She knocks it in.
And as you mentioned, Joe, the goal is, right, get to the playoffs, right? One step at a time, focus on that, win these games, and then they'll take it from there.
Gutierrez swings it out. Nacio open from 3. And Nacio connects. Good ball movement by Chandler Gilbert.
And I love the penetration and pass that they're doing here as an offense. Dishing it in, driving in hard, sucking in the D, and then kicking it back out.
Absolutely. The ball movement's been crisp so far, and that one is going to be thrown away. Haley Connor looking for someone to cut down low, and that never happened. And this one tied at 5. Good energy from the South Mountain bench. You would never know the team with only 1 victory on the season. They are bringing the energy, they're bringing the effort, led by new head coach Dee Dee Gibson, who once again played for the Cougars back in the day. Steph De Silva tracks it down. 7 on the shot clock. Steph on her giddy-up, works it out to Alana. Alana fires it up. A little short off the iron. South Mountain in transition. They work it down to Traor. Traor works it inside, and De Silva ties it up. Good hustle by Steph getting back.
And I love the hustle from the Coyotes. I mean, that was a clear open pass to number, 13 on the Cougar, 15, I apologize, on the Cougars lineup. And they hustled back, they got in front of it, and then I think that comes from their Scottsdale game and making sure they protect the boards on both ends.
We're knotted at 5. Alana swings it over to Jalen. And I love Jalen taking that 3 earlier. You know, she's only a 14% three-point shooter, but along the way, you got to start believing you can hit these shots. And if you're left open and you start believing, and how about Rebecca? A little up and under that just doesn't go on the other end. Cougars running and gunning. Outside shot just a little strong. Trayor battling underneath. Nacio comes down with it. Nacio swings it out to Steph De Silva, and that one's thrown away. And sometimes that's a moment right there where Jalen just needs to take a breath.
Right.
She's got the adrenaline. She's going 150 miles an hour, Matt, and just like realize she had no one in front of her at that moment. Take a couple more dribbles. You're okay. Slow it down.
Exactly.
Not on the Autobahn right here.
Right.
You know, just drive 55 and you'll be okay.
Exactly. And, you know, South Mountain, they're putting a little bit of a pressure up on them, force them to get a little out of sync. So you're exactly right, Joe. Just slow it down, control that pace. They've got this team on offense. They can play through that.
De Silva clears it out. Maya surveying the court. Top of the arc, swings it over. Caden Cosgrove. Caden lets it go from 3, just short. Steph tries to track it down. Cougars swinging it out, and I got to tell you, Matt, I'm really impressed from what I'm seeing from the Cougars early on. They don't look like a one-win team. Energy, effort, they're bringing it. Alana, transition, and that one's knocked away. Good open hands by Janae Bird. Janae Bird, who played her high school ball in Avondale at Verado.
And Joe, we talked about earlier, you know, we see these teams earlier in the season, and they improve, right? They get better as time goes on, and that's, I think, what we're seeing from South Mountain. They've had a little more experience. They've gone on the road. They've played. They just beat Phoenix College as well. And so we see a team coming together, working hard and playing hard.
Caden Cosgrove swings it over to Steph De Silva. De Silva being tracked down by Mimi Miller. West gets the screen into the lane. And good work by Alana, drawing the foul against Valerie Velasquez.
You know, that's one of the things with Alana West you got to love. She's got that speed. She's got that aggressiveness. Sometimes it gets her in trouble, right, on that last play where she got the travel and slid a little bit because she's just so darn quick. But when she gets in front of her player, usually she can draw a foul.
Cosgrove put it on the deck, open jumper to go. Steph, she's probably got 3 or 4 rebounds already. Lets it fly. A little short from 3. Mimi Miller tracks it down. 5-5 ball game. Both teams having trouble finding their shots in this one. Shot from the outside. Deep 3. Tracked down by Janae Bird, and that right there is a hustle play that Fletcher Brown will talk about in between periods. And Alana West battling against Trayor. And that's got to be a point of emphasis, Matt. 47-22 rebounding disparity in the loss against Scottsdale. Look, if they're even close, they got a chance to win that game. And Chandler Gilbert can't afford to come out and be lackadaisical on the boards against a team that you look on paper, they should be. But it's once again, you get outworked on any given day. That opposing team that's more hungry, that's got, once again, the more dog in them, is going to come away the victor.
100%. I mean, you got to be hungry. You got to work hard. And against a team like Scottsdale, where that aggressiveness is there, you got to match it. You can't hang back. And I think they probably had a conversation about that because you see them coming out strong. They're being aggressive. I love that determination from Alana West. But then even on the boards on the other end, they're powering up, they're trying new things, and they're trying to get those shots up.
We are knotted at 5 early in this one. Chandler Gilbert won the matchup earlier in the season, convincingly on the road.
Quick hands.
South Mountain, it gets tied up. And great job by Steph De Silva with the active hands, possession arrow in favor of Chandler Gilbert. Knotted at 5. Haven't had a field goal here in easily the last 2 and change. Maya up the floor. Maya swings it out. De Silva. Fake, and the pull-up. And Steph De Silva knocks it down. The pride of Australia getting it done.
Gotta love that. That's some stuff that we don't always see in the first quarter from Steph. Usually she's being more of a playmaker, making those unselfish passes. But I love that she's coming out strong, getting her shot on, and putting some points on the board for them.
Aisha grab the rebound and try to feed Kaden Cosgrove up the floor, just a little out of her reach. And the Cougars take over. 3:49 left here in the first. And for South Mountain right now, they are playing the role of spoiler in this conference. They're going to give everyone their absolute best. And an offensive foul, or they call that a carry call against South Mountain. So South Mountain's going to play the role of spoiler. They're going to give everyone their absolute best. Come at them 150 miles an hour and work on building for next year. And that's their mode they're in, is try to take all this positive energy that they got in the win against Phoenix College and just try to build off that and continue to work on pieces to find out who's going to be part of their mixture. Maya Way, you know she's a factor every time she steps on the floor for Chandler Gilbert, connecting on the three. And she's got 5 points, a 10-5 Chandler Gilbert lead.
But going back to what you're saying, Joe, yeah, South Mountain, you know, while it's not fun to be losing in their season, not have won a bunch of games, sometimes it's fun to be the underdog. Sometimes it's fun to be that villain and realize that, you know what, no matter what I do, I'm coming out here and I just am going to put everything on the floor and try to beat this team, and I got nothing else to lose. And that's what you're seeing here tonight.
Absolutely. The pressure's off. They can just come out and just go at it and don't feel the pressure of trying to battle for a 4 seed, knowing that this is all about building for years to come and helping to put this Cougars team on the map in Region 1. And the Region 1 is so hard. You got Mesa, you got Scottsdale, you got Pima, Chandler Gilbert getting better all the time. Fletcher Brown doing a tremendous job. Him and Leon Sutton working so hard to build a winner right here off Pecos Road in the 202. Maya being tracked down by Janae Bird. Kaden Cosgrove swings it over. Aisha down in the blocks. Give and go to Maya. Maya, Aisha could have been called for a travel. She gets away with it. Tries to swing it out, take it away. Good defense by the Cougars. Swung over. Cougars in transition. Fletcher Brown telling his team to get back. Shot from the outside, won't go. Tracked down by Steph. And that's going to be a loose ball foul against Mimi Miller.
You know, Joe, and just from this first quarter alone, put 10-5 on the board. But it's been fun because, you know, sometimes you watch the game, it gets a little stagnant. You just think, oh, we're running through the motions. Not here tonight. They're having fun. You can tell they're trying new things. I love that little give and go from Maya Way and Aisha passing inside and Maya trying to put it up. I mean, you can tell they're out here, they're trying things, and that's what makes the sport fun to watch.
And, you know, you look at their loss against Scottsdale, they were obviously a huge rebounding disparity, 47-22, but they were only really outscored in the first and third by literally single digits. So you figure you take a couple quarters out, you even the disparity in rebounding, you get another 10 or 12 possessions, and that game goes down to the wire. Maya misses with the shot clock winding down. But it does hit the iron, and it goes off a South Mountain player.
Yeah, absolutely, Joe. I mean, this is not the Coyotes are not a team that's far up from playing and beating every team in this league. They've got the key components. They got those pieces. They're just growing. They're building. And you see it in games like this where you see the pieces clicking and coming together.
Cheryl Yazzie, Jordan Zachary in. De Silva from the outside. Steph misses. And Cheryl Yazzie is such a hard-working player. She'll rebound. She'll score for you. Yazzie putting up 6, 4, and 2, and shot clock winding down yet again. Yazzie will let it fly. Yazzie connects from 3. Cheryl Yazzie, big 3, and we just talked about her. And on the other end, how about the driving basket by Haley Connor, her first bucket of the game, and she'll go to the line. So great transition offense by the Cougars, taking advantage of just a step slow Chandler Gilbert defensive unit.
Yeah, both 2 plays right there, consecutive plays where the confidence was there. They drove to the basket and they made it happen.
And Connor connects. She's got 3. Cougars hanging around, only down by 5, 13-8. Yazzie De Silva from long range, and Stiff way off. Rebound tracked down by Kaylee Pettit. Transition now. How about the block on the back end? And they're calling South Mountain wanted the foul call, but they called it a clean block for Chandler Gilbert. De Silva checks out. Hannah Williams in the game. Hannah putting up 2 and 2. Inbounds. Point blank look. And that's going to be a tie-up situation. Good defense by Alana West, tying up Chloe Wiley.
No, Joe, I like the rotation that Coach Fletch is working with the girls here, subbing them out kind of on a frequent basis, letting them rest up. And that just shows, one, they see that as girls want to be out there and they're playing and hustling, and he can work with the combinations that he's throwing in. And 2, it just makes for a good game as they get time to rest, come back out, play even stronger, and work together.
Hannah Williams on the rebound. Sherelle Yazzie up the floor. And that is taken away by Haley Connor. Connor showing some grit out here today. And looked like she might have got away with an extra step. Hannah will track it down, and that's taken away. And Megan Urbanski comes up with it. Urbanski shoots in the corner. Jordan Zachary. And a travel call against Jordan Zachary. 13-8 with 0.8 seconds left in the first. Kind of a grinding affair early. And that is going to do it. After 1, Chandler Gilbert will take it. 13-8, and My Way leading the way. Matt with 5 points.
Yeah, I mean, already an awesome quarter. I mean, this has been a fun game to watch. I love the excitement from both teams. I love the teamwork. That's something, you know, the energy's been good coming out the gate. And that's something we've talked about, Joe, in some of the games with the Coyotes is sometimes they don't always come out with that level of energy that they bring in the second half. And that's not been the case here. We saw some great shots from Maya Way. We saw some great shots from Cheryl Yazzie and Steph De Silva. Even though it hasn't been quite landing, she's still taking those shots, trying to put them up. And we know that shot will come as she keeps putting those looks up. So looking really good. South Mountain putting in effort, hustling, working hard. What more can you ask for?
We have some softball scores for Chandler Gilbert. The ladies with a good afternoon against the Colorado of Northwestern, pulling off the doubleheader sweep, 3-1 and 12-4. And that is a nice way to start a Saturday. Their next game is Monday at Arizona Christian, followed by a doubleheader against Phoenix College. And that's going to be on the 27th. So the softball team off to a 3-2 start. Of course, led by Brianne Norris, Bridget Kruk, the assistant, Bren Collins, the assistant coach, and Dina Samora, also an assistant. Baseball team, also in action. And we'll give you a update in just a second as Janae Bird denied by Yazzie.
And that's the defensive domination that we've been liking and seeing today from the Coyotes. Really locking down the inbound passes, locking down the board, and for coming off of Scottsdale where that just wasn't present, they've really been showing up today on that end.
Yazzie with the active hands comes up with the loose ball, swings out to Zachary in the corner. Urbanski puts it on the deck. Hannah Williams down low. Williams gets tangled up. Haley Connor once again so active with, and on the other end, Janae Bird fires it up. Won't go. And that one will go in favor of Chandler Gilbert. Baseball team taking on Mesa Community College just across the parking lot They lost to Macy yesterday on the road by the count of 7-3. They are tied right now, 5-5 in the ninth. Swung the other way. Urbanski on the little quick pass by Hannah Williams. Ball is on the deck.
And South Mountain really coming in strong and putting up a defensive edge on the Coyotes. I mean, they're stepping in the lanes. They're just blocking off the passes. So Coyotes are going to have to sharpen up those passes and those looks. Really take a second, look at the defense, and see the court before they make that pass into the lane.
Janae Bird with a tight defense on Alana West, forcing the turnover. And right now you can feel the energy from South Mountain. Just to our left, led by their head coach, Dee Dee Gibson, a team that's just looking to build this year. She's in her first season. She played for the Cougars in her collegiate career, and you can tell they've come to the East Valley with a lot of fight and determination. So,
absolutely. And you gotta love a coach who's going to be mentoring while the girls are playing on the court, and you hear that from Dee Dee as they're coming down the lane, telling them, hey, look down, don't be selfish, pass the ball, work with your team, and that's what you like from a coach.
Yazzie swings the ball down in the post, and Jordan Zachary draws the foul against Carissa Collier. Non-shooting foul, and the Coyotes work Maya away. Aisha Ashley and Jalen Nacio back in. And Rebecca Gutierrez. Way on the inbounds. Swings it out to Aisha. Haley Connor. Great defense, and Connor up and in. And Haley Connor's had a really good game. She's been active. She's flying all over the place, and a young lady who's showing a lot of heart and grit.
And that's the hunger you were talking about, Joe. She's in here. She wants it. They've got nothing left. They got nothing to try and prove. They're just here to show them that they can play and do their best. And frankly, that's a mindset you should take into every game.
Gutierrez. And Carissa Collier with 3 fouls and checking back in. Chloe Wiley putting up 8 3-1. And Gutierrez can't connect on the first.
And while she's shooting, Gutierrez hasn't quite connected on some of the passes or the plays tonight. But one thing I will say, I've really been enjoying some of her more aggressive power plays on defense, and then even on offense. We saw some moves down there in the post where she spun around, working it around, trying to get up to the post play, and while it didn't go in, we hope to see a little bit more of that
tonight. And how about the prayer put down by the big body in the blocks, Miriam Traor. And the foul against Aisha Ashley. Traor. That ball went high up the board, and you thought it was going to hit the rafters for a split second. Came down and dropped in. Now the referees are talking this one over as if the bucket should be allowed. But needs to say, Fletcher Brown wanted the explanation, and Steve Riggs is coming over and saying, look, all good, as Traor goes to the line. And she ties this one up. So Cougars on a 5-0 run to start this second period.
I think the frustration on that last play was it looked like that ball had hit the wire potentially. It would mean it would have been an out-of-bound ball, but looks like they're going to count the play.
Haley Connor hasn't done much wrong in this one. Sophomore picks up her first foul. So right now, you look at this Cougars team, they're fighting, and they're punching hard. And now it's really up to Chandler Gilbert to respond on home court.
Well, Joe, we have the pleasure of sitting right next to the opposing team bench, the Cougars bench, and we hear the energy live and loud, you know, even from Dee Dee Gibson, their head coach, who's cheering them on, yelling, getting excited, and that's the energy that can really drive a team in these crucial moments.
Connor, long range, doesn't connect. De Silva Working up the floor, and that's taken away by Wiley for a split second. My way inside,
pass.
Nacio, and Nacio misses the bunny underneath. And another look, and this time it's way to Nacio and puts it in.
And what top-notch facilitation from Maya Way. Bringing it down, hustling, getting the steal once again, and then dishing it back under when she got the rebound.
So this South Mountain team with coming into the Coyote Center with energy and effort, getting their first league and victory of the season against Phoenix College. And now they're here battling in a game that means more than just a scoreboard. Coyotes, of course, playing for that fourth position in the Region 2. In the Region 1, Division 2 of the Arizona Community College Athletic Conference. But also, Matt, there's a lot of recruits here today for Chandler Gilbert as well. So an opportunity for Fletcher Brown to get another step toward picking up that 4 seed for the postseason, but also to impress some potential Coyotes here, here on home court as well.
For sure. And you know what? If I'm Coach Fletch Brown right now in the huddle, I'm telling my girls, they've had a lot of great looks. They've had a lot of good shots. And kind of a reverse of the roles, they've been the ones getting most of the offensive rebounds and getting more opportunities to shoot, which is a great thing for them, coming off that Scottsdale game. So now it's time to let's lock it up. Let's get our team more in sync. Let's not get rattled by the pressure from South Mountain, and let's start putting those balls into the hoop.
15-13. Under 7 minutes left in this first half. So glad you can join us right here on the Chandler Gilbert Sports Network. Matt McCurdy, Joe Pequeno, Russ Luce, the athletic director, and all the great people here at Chandler Gilbert that make this happen. And that's a travel call against the Cougars.
And Joe, that's the third travel call in the first half here tonight. So these girls are going to have to be cautious on some of their movements, some of their footwork, because these refs are not letting those travel calls go. They're calling them tonight.
Maya Way coming up with a fury. Maya try to flip it off the glass. Trayor with the rebound. Janae Bird. Bird swings it. Good active hands by Rebecca Gutierrez. Swings it over to De Silva. And I love the communication in the backcourt of getting the ball up the court. Earlier in the season, Matt, that might have been a disastrous situation where if someone traps the Coyotes, they would lose the basket. This is shot from the outside, and Way connects on the 3. Maya Way, big 3. And Maya, a 43% shooter from the floor, a 43% shooter from 3. Just consistency all the way around. De Silva skying. Nacio facilitating and lose the ball on the deck. Wiley takes it up. Working past the half-court line, swings it over to Trayor. Trayor puts it on the court. Loses the handle. Goes the other way.
That last possession, that was a bit of a steal from South Mountain, grabbing the ball from the Coyotes. It looked like it may have started with a bit of a kick off the foot on the ball, but was missed. But Joe and I have a great view of the court, so it looked like it may have started there.
Mimi Miller back on the court for the Cougars. Guiding Steph De Silva. Maya Way was looking for a roll from Rebecca Gutierrez. Threw it right in traffic. Bad pass and South Mountain.
The Coyotes here, Maya's doing a good job trying to cut in, drive in, and make the little dish across. But the other Coyotes need to make sure they stay active with her and move so they can get that open pass.
It's 13-8 after 1. Cougars went on a 5-0 run to tie it at 13. Shot from the outside. No good. Maya tracks it down.
After that rebound and gave him the opportunity to score.
Miriam Trayor, 6'3", from Compass Press. Make that Compass Prep, that is. 6'3", putting up 5, 6, and 1. She's got 9 points, a big body. That size alone is going to give her an opportunity to play somewhere next season.
And while we're going, we apologize for any technical difficulties. It looks like we're trying to get our camera set up back on and smooth. So we'll continue to talk on the audio. Hopefully you can hear us, but we'll be getting that live and the camera working real quick.
28-23. A battle between these two teams. We're now under a minute left. And now Lockie McCain of the men's team and Will Coates making his way in. Will, one of the leading three-point shooters in the conference, checking in.
You can sweep them off the board, and so they're very happy with the outcome of their Scottsdale game on Wednesday night.
Absolutely. And the big thing about that one, the two previous games, Matt, went into overtime.
Mm-hmm.
The win on Wednesday, they won in regulation. And when I talked to Andre Harris a couple weeks ago, he said, we're going to show them a couple new things. And whatever they had in store, whatever was in the magic curtain that they unveiled that night, it worked. Wildly misses from three. Ball's on the deck. Good hustle by the Cougars.
And what a nice way to show off those no tricks as you were talking about with
After effects and something like that as she's right to our left.
float.
Maya. Ball's on the deck. Great grab by Kaden Cosgrove, and Steph resets. Steph
Oof.
shoots it up. And now get it, but a good outcome for Chandler Gilbert. They go into the locker room with a 30-23 halftime lead, and Maya Wade leading the charge with 10 first half points, 5 in the first, 5 in the second, stroking a couple threes.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely impressive from the Coyotes. They're playing strong. They're playing hard. And you know what? South Mountain's not been giving them, a joke of a game. They've been playing hard. They've been battling it out, and the Coyotes are matching that energy, coming out strong. And I love the composure, the consistency and the composure, even with the pressure, to step through and play. Steph DeSilva making that clear right there in that last little play. Even though she didn't get the call that she was hoping for, it was still a great look. She took that time to make the move, and we hope to see more of that in the second half.
Steph DeSilva with 6 points, Nacio with 5, Rebecca Gutierrez with 4, Cheryl Yazzie with 3. On the other side, we talk about Haley Connor, who was so good in that first half for the Cougars. 9 points, and she did a little bit of everything. And then down in the post, Miriam Traor was a force, and she put up 9 points as well. So you had a dynamic guard who's controlling the pace, and then you got a post force and Miriam Traor who's cleaning up the glass and giving them an opportunity down in the box.
Well, and what I love to see too, Miriam Traor, who, you can tell from the coaching from the bench, she's up and coming, right? This is a player that has the potential to put up even bigger numbers than she's putting up tonight, and so that's exciting to see. I'm sure head coach Dee Dee Gibson is excited to see that coming out of her player, and you can hear it when she makes those moves and takes it to the rim and goes up strong. So exciting players, great athletes. We're seeing a lot come out of these girls, and I love the transition and the rotation from Coach Fletch. It just shows he's got trust in his team. He sees what they're doing, and they're all playing energetic and well as a team.
And coming up after this one, we're going to have the men's game between Chandler Gilbert, ranked 10th in the nation, coming off the win against Scottsdale. They're going to come in and face this South Mountain squad. And South Mountain, Matt, as of late, they've got confidence going. They've won 3 of their past 4.
Yep, this will be a game worth watching. This, like you said, and we talked about earlier on today, even with the girls, where they played South Mountain and they've won. You know what? South Mountain's in here, they're battling it out, and they're putting up a stiff competition. I mean, this is not a closed-out game as of yet, so we expect nothing different for the men's game.
And we all know how talented the Chandler Gilbert men's team is, but we're going to take a look at the league's scoring leader, and Jalen Wesley for South Mountain, and he's just putting up some ridiculous numbers. He's
Absolutely
putting up 26 and 10, shooting 47%, 38% from 3, so 87% from the free throw line. So here's a young man putting up 26 points a game, 10 rebounds, but also can knock it down from deep, from 38%, and that just shows some versatility. It shows a confidence that he can score anywhere on the court. And South Mountain also has some other scorers like Bobby Holcomb was putting up 16, 3 and 1, as well as Parker Escalante putting up 13, 2 and 2. So this is a team 9 and 15 overall, kind of hanging around in the course of the conference. And when we look at them in conference, they are 4 and 12, but none of that matters if they can continue to win out, and they're playing for their playoff lives. And Matt, when you got that kind of situation, you're desperate, you're hungry, that makes you dangerous.
Absolutely. And, you know, Joe, we've talked about this multiple times. What an opportunity it is for us to get and sit and watch these great teams play. And here at Chandler Gilbert Community College, it's open to the public, right? You can come and watch a free basketball game where they're playing at a high level. And just in talking to some of my friends, I mentioned it to them, and they said, oh, why would I want to go to a community college game thinking that, oh, it's not nearly as fun. But I'll tell you what, these games are fun. These players play elite. They're no joke. They come in, they play hard, and it's good basketball all the way around. So if you're looking for a competitive game, you want to spend your Saturday afternoon watching good sports, this is the place to watch them.
Yeah, Chandler Gilbert's ranked 10th in the country, a team under Coach Steve Silsby, 22 and 2. Only losses on the year were on the road to Arizona Western, always a force in that Division I section of the Arizona Community College Athletic Conference, and the other loss was to Pima. Pima is also going to be in the postseason, and that's a team that Chandler Gilbert's trying to fight off for the top seed. So Chandler Gilbert, top to bottom, you're looking at a team that puts up 85 points. They shoot 48%. They can do it in so many different ways. They have talent up and down the roster, an exciting team, and that's going to be coming up roughly around 4 o'clock. Baseball update from right across the way, the Coyotes at Mesa Community College. They are now in the 11th inning, top of the 11th, tied at 5. Coyotes lost that match on the road yesterday, 7-3. We'll take a short time out here from the Coyote Center. Fletcher Brown and crew with a 30-23 halftime lead over South Mountain. More to come from the Coyote Center on the Coyote Sports Network.
Hey, do you mind if we get a picture? Yeah, cool. Perfect. No, you're no joke to the player. I mean, you're yeah, that's Scott's name is fun. Yeah, they don't take this. Yeah. You don't have like right. That is not like a standard that everyone's having to do. Yeah. It's kind of like, oh, you figure it out if you can. I'll go back. I got you.
What's up, brother? Clyde of Hamilton High.
Yeah, no, it's a long one. I love it. Yeah, it's so much easier. Yeah, that's the only challenging part. Luckily, this girls' game's been not too loud, so I think we're hearing each other pretty good, which is nice. But yeah, when it's like loud, that's when it's like, we're always trying to talk in here.
I love it. I love it. Sound now, energy and effort, and just like you're not checking the box, you're like checking the schedule on. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, I know that, and that's the thing too. It's like, especially when one of the teams isn't trying very hard, it makes it hard for us to try to. But when they're both playing, that's when it's hard.
30-23. Chandler Gilbert with the halftime lead over a upset-minded Cougar squad. And as we focus in on the second half, had a second to talk to Coach Fletcher Brown. He said, look, we came out with all this energy and then we flatlined a little bit. We got to pick it up for the final 20. And once again, this is a team that's vying for that final playoff spot, that 4th seed in the Region 1, Division 2 section, and can't afford to let this one get away.
Absolutely. And you know what, Joe? Never count a team out, right? That's what we're learning here tonight. I think, like all of us, I think the Coyotes were a little shaken by the energy and the fight from the Cougars. They came out strong, especially in that second quarter, and really put the pressure to the Coyotes. And I think that's where Fletch talks about that little dip-off from his team that hopefully in the second half they really crank it back up.
And I think you see that from in all kinds of basketball games and volleyball, especially, where the arenas, you're in an arena environment where energy is harnessed by the surrounding walls and so forth, that the opposing team has to come in with more energy to have a chance to knock off the home team. And South Mountain made that push in the second quarter. They were down 13-8 after one. Coyotes with the first period lead. Cougars tied it at 13, and then Chandler Gilbert went on a run, and they've opened up a 7-point halftime lead. So here we are. Final 20 minutes for Chandler Gilbert. And right now the referees are working on getting the clock in order. Chandler Gilbert trying to push for their 7th conference win of the season and trying to improve to 12-13 overall. Second half underway. Good to see Haley Connor back on the deck for the Cougars, who took that hard shot when she hit the floor in the first half and took a moment to collect herself. Mimi Miller throws it up. And good hustle by Miriam Traor, blocking out Rebecca Gutierrez. So once again, the Cougars showing some fight to start this second half. Janae Bird, Traor, and that's taken away. Jalen Nacio has the opportunity. Nacio, great job on the finish. Jalen Nacio, she's got 7, and the lead is 9. Great anticipation by Jalen, and takes it all the way. Wiley from long range, and Wiley strokes the 3. Chloe Wiley, her first basket in this one. Wiley on the season is putting up 8, 3, and 1, and held in check in that first half. But comes up big right there and cuts the lead to 6. De Silva.
And the Cougars' Miriam Troy on that last play, she's going to need to be careful, because I think after the half, Miriam really started to put points on the board, was going up strong on the post, and I'm sure the Coyotes are looking for, when she puts that drill down, let's sneak up behind and steal the ball. And so we're going to have to be careful for that look.
De Silva gets called for the travel. Good defense by Mimi Miller. Bird shoots in the corner. Wiley stops, pops, in and out. Gutierrez. Janae Bird active on the back end. De Silva racing up. De Silva. And Steph has that look right now like she wants to take over the game. She's mad after that travel call, and you can tell she's trying to force the tempo. Miriam Traor. Wild shot. Alana West coming up the middle of the court. Alana high off the glass, won't go. Miller. Cougars with a brief 2-on-1 opportunity, and West will get called for the foul.
And the Coyotes are going to need to be careful here in the second half. You've seen the last few possessions turn to a bit of a run-and-gun offense, just rushing down, playing a little more iso ball, and just throwing up the shot. The Coyotes play way better when they bring it down, they slow it down, they run the offense. Still a good pace, still a fast pace, but playing at their pace.
Traor down in the blocks, going strong. Puts it up, and
see, that's right there from Miriam Traor. That's the power and energy that her coach is looking for. But on the Coyotes end, when she puts that ball down, the other defender needs to swing around, snatch the ball, because that's a high dribble that they could easily reach in and grab.
So Traor at the line, opportunity, 54% free throw shooter. Knocks down the first. And she is having a nice afternoon, now with 10 points. The lead is 6. Traor, that time's off the mark. De Silva rips it down. Steph racing up the floor. And Steph high off the glass. Mimi Miller racing. Miller loses the handle. Gutierrez driving. West. And West goes up strong and will shoot a pair.
And the Coyotes these last few plays really trying to drive in, count on that foul coming from the over to the top, but you know that's a dicey game to play. You can't always rest your game on we're going to drive in and get the foul call, because the refs are looking at a lot of things. There's a lot of moving pieces, and don't kid yourself. The defender knows what's coming. They know how to play the game too.
Lana West at the line, a 71% free throw shooter. She gets a good ovation from the crowd. Alana, a player who's been consistent throughout the year, knocks down both. Is connected on all 4 free throws here today.
And Alana,
lead is 7.
And Alana, what is she, 71% from the free throw line? I mean, she knows how to draw the foul, and she's been there quite a few times. So
Rebecca Gutierrez picks up the foul. Janae Bird off the inbounds. Coyotes up by 7. Wiley in the corner wanted it. She was spotting for three. Now they dump it right back down to Traore and in the hands of Mimi Miller, who has to take it away. And you can tell Wiley, she was spotted alone in that corner. She wanted that one quickly. Now it's Maya Way. Maya will stop and pop. And Maya connects. Maya now with 12 points. The lead up to 9.
And you
we
know,
got
Joe,
a timeout on the floor. 30-second timeout called by head coach Dee Dee Gibson. And I think that's a timeout right there with her team getting so close and maybe reharnessing the energy and reharnessing the focus for this final 7 and change here in the third.
And that's really the wisdom of the coach, right? Feeling the energy of the court, feeling where your player's mentality is at, and being strategic about when you call those plays. And what about that shot from Maya Way there in that nice little jumper? I'd say she has a sweet spot, but it seems like every spot on the court's Maya Way's sweet spot. So she can really put the ball down at any point in the game.
So we are going to go to the 12th. John Watson and the baseball team in a tight one against Mesa. Tied at 5. Coyotes lost that matchup yesterday at Mesa 7-3. So they're going into the 12th. Softball team with a nice afternoon.
Looks like we're
Getting a
reviewing the
sweep
stats
of
book.
Colorado Northwestern College 3-1 and 12-4. I'm sorry, Matt.
Oh, no worries. Looks like we're just doing a quick review of the stat books, making sure there's no discrepancies, as both teams will go back to the bench. Just trying to figure out what's going on at the stat book.
Referees trying to get things in order. Looks like they're working on the left arm of Haley Connor. Maybe trying to patch up any kind of injury that might have had just a little bit of blood circulating. Instead, they get it taped up. She's good. Dee Dee Gibson talking to her team, and of course, Fletcher Brown talking to Leon Sutton. Coyotes with a 9-point lead, coming off a diligent effort against Scottsdale on the road. The big disparity in that one was the glass. 47-22, they were out rebounded, and that's been kind of the storyline for this team. Just finding that next phase of toughness to really battle and grind and be committed to working hard on the glass and stop allowing those extra possessions by the opposing offenses. Needs to say, in that one, they had a solid first period, only trailed by 7. Played Scottsdale pretty even in the second and fourth, but just were outscored in the first and third. So here they are on home court as the referees are trying to now talking to our official score. And Matt, you've just found out what is transpiring, and break it down.
Yeah, I mean, right now, looks like refs are checking the stats book. There seems to be a discrepancy between the clock and the official book, trying to decide how many fouls each team has. Right now on the clock, we have 4 fouls for the Coyotes and 1 foul for the South Mountain Cougars. And in the book, right now, it's 4 fouls for the Coyotes, 0 for the Cougars. So trying to figure out where the discrepancy was and decide what that really what that really means. And that's important to find out because, as we know, especially in games where there's only roughly a 9-point spread right now. I believe it's a 9-point spread, yeah. And, you know, as the time runs down, fouls start going, each point counts. And if they get into the bonus, that's a big deal. So it's important to make sure they have that correct on the record.
Sure. And adding to it, as Bill Murray once said in Ghostbusters, cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria. And we are about to play on as now we are situated. According to the scoreboard, Coyotes with 3 team fouls, South Mountain with 1. Now, that could change as Steve Riggs, the head official, coming over, talking to the bench. Mike Seeby another official, along with Tukara Wade, the female official on the floor. So right now it's a stalling.
Looks like all discrepancies have been cleared up and the game will be underway.
Things are cleared up. We're back to live action. 36-27. Chandler Gilbert with the lead. 7:08 left here in the third. And Janae Bird running the point for the Cougars. Good job by Fletcher Brown. Brings a double team immediately. Bird tries to dump it down to Traore. Nacio takes it away. Good active defense by Chandler Gilbert. Nacio loses the handle. Ball's on the deck. And that's a tie-up situation. So Nacio try to go deep into maybe challenge Miriam Traore down in the blocks, and Traore with the active hands. And luckily for Chandler Gilbert, possession in their favor. De Silva to Alana West, knocked away by Janae Bird, and now you can see the energy level of the Cougars picking up.
And you can see on that last play, Cougars changing up their offense a little bit, pulling Miriam a little bit higher into that high post right at the free throw line and working the dish and pass.
West inside. West kicks it out.
Good look.
Gutierrez. Traore tracks it down. So the Coyotes got what they wanted. West inside, and she read the defense well. Connor the other way. Connor. Gutierrez underneath, cleans it up. De Silva. Steph going strong. Steph follows her shot, throws it back up. Miller. And Steph De Silva, a little bit of a frustration on her part that she couldn't get the shot to drop. Wiley inside and Mimi Miller. Good defense by Maya Way. Cougars, the bench wanted a foul. And Janae Bird will have the contact against Jalen Nacio.
Joe, and just from what we're seeing back and forth, a lot of attacks towards the rim, a lot of kind of trying to rush the ball down, get a quick pass and put it up. And a lot of them not quite going in, but ending up in kind of slaps or turnovers while the girls, both teams wishing to get that foul call, go to the line. I'd recommend pulling it back out, starting to play the offense, move that ball around. Refs aren't calling those down low shots that you're hoping to get the foul, so got to switch it up.
3-second violation against Chandler Gilbert. Back in for the Cougars, Valerie Velasquez, number 22, and number 33, Carissa Collier. Coming down to 5 minutes left in this third period. Connor almost lost the handle right in front of Alana West. Traore underneath. Traore follows her own shot, goes up strong, and she gets called for the travel. Good double team defense down in the post with Rebecca Gutierrez leading the way.
Gotta love the defense from Rebecca Gutierrez on Miriam Torre. I mean, Miriam's a big girl. She knows how to move. She knows how to put her body into Rebecca, but Rebecca's staying tall, keeping her hands up and avoiding that foul.
De Silva driving down the lane. Might have gotten away with a travel, according to the Cougars bench. De Silva tracking down Wiley. Wiley with De Silva all over. Great man-to-man defense.
Good defense.
Gutierrez takes it away. De Silva swings it over to Nacio. Nacio wide open for three. And that's off the mark. Traore is there. Another rebound. And Traore tried to put it on the floor. Take it away. Maya Way. De Silva in the lane. Fires it up, and De Silva will shoot a pair. And Traore with a foul.
And I really appreciate the effort from Steph. She hasn't had some of her drives in. She hasn't been getting the foul call, hasn't been getting to put up. That last little floor didn't quite hit. But then the hustle back, the pressure on defense, and then leading to that steal, that's what keeps you in the game. That's what keeps you going. When you're just not hitting on one end, go make it work on the other.
Well, you can tell the way she's going out and attacking the rim. She's playing with a purpose. She's coming out here and wants to win this game. And there was a possession probably maybe about 4 or 5 back where in transition, racing up the floor, and she had Alana West right to her side. Could have easily dished off. But I think she's so focused on trying to win this and doing everything possible, maybe losing sight just a tad of maybe making that extra pass to find her teammate, but you got to love her effort and energy. She's giving 150% and making sure her team's got her shot today. And Connor, just another great basket by Haley Connor. Connor's been a force. She's got 11 in this one for the Cougars. 38-29. A 9-point lead. Aisha puts it on the deck. Aisha shoots it over. Kaden Cosgrove. Cosgrove fires it up. Good post defense by Carrillo. Janae Bird up the middle of the floor. Bird will swing it over to Velasquez. Velasquez over to Mimi Miller. Miller will hand it over to Connor. Connor fires it up off the glass. Doesn't get the roll. Aisha De Silva races it down. Alana. And Alana gets called for the offensive foul. Good positioning by Valerie Velasquez. And it looked like right there, Alana was going to stop and have the opportunity to shoot that three. Instead, took the attack mode, and Velasquez in perfect position.
And we've been seeing that a few times here tonight, Joe, is some hesitation from the Coyotes on their shot, not quite hitting it on the first one, and maybe overthinking it a little bit, rather than just pulling up, making a throw, or making the shot.
Janae Bird and Mimi Miller inside. The lead is 7 for the Coyotes. Cougars are not going away. Taken away by Janae Bird. Bird swings it over to Miller. And Aisha will get called for the blocking foul. Like I said, this is a South Mountain team under new coach Dee Dee Gibson, bringing energy and effort, and Fletcher Brown calling a timeout. And I think right now, as we talked to Fletcher at halftime, he's talked about the team coming out, a lot of energy, flatlined a little bit. And now you see the Cougars' energy picking up, and he just wants to make sure that his team has got the focus and they've got the heightened awareness to lock this one in, and the focus and drive to see it through.
Yeah, that's what's been surprising me tonight is the intensity at which the Cougars are playing. I mean, I don't think anyone expected to be at this level, and especially the Coyotes bench. You know, this is a team they beat already, and so I think the intensity has been shocking for everyone watching here tonight at the level, and not just the intensity in moments, but the intensity throughout the game. And here in the third quarter, you know, it's starting to wear down. They still got a quarter left, and the Coyotes are trying to pull from a deep place of having that energy, making good passes, and we've talked about it a little bit, Joe. There's a little bit of iso ball starting to be played, a little bit of I'm going to just take it to the hole and do it myself. And that's when you got to really rely on your teammates, especially when the intensity and the speed and pressure is going. Rely on your teammates, pass it around, work together.
So Miller is going to go to the line and shoot a pair. Mimi Miller, 72% free throw shooter. She's got 7 on the day and now 0 for 3 from the line.
And the consistent thing I've seen tonight, Joe, is the Coyotes. When they bring it down, they make the outlet passes and work it around. The Cougars can't keep up with those passes, and they're finding open looks. So do what's working, make that happen. Sorry.
De Silva with the great facilitating pass to Kaden Cosgrove, and Cosgrove knocks it in. Lead is 9. Coyotes ball with 2:34 left. Miller checking out. Carrillo back in. Carissa Collier, that is, has yet to score in this one. De Silva. Once again, the Cougars were checking about. Cosgrove misses, and If you can hear the pleas of disgust, that's coming from the Cougars bench who wanted the travel on De Silva. Mimi Miller. And Miller gets called for the travel. And right now, the Cougars bench, they're frustrated with the officiating in this one. And we'll just leave. We were not going to go, we won't belabor the point, but there's a source of frustration right now by the Cougars. And Valerie Velasquez on Maya Way, and Maya, 12 points. He's going to fire it up from 3, and
Good
Maya
shot.
Way from long range knocks it down. Maya Way, a 43% three-point shooter, one of the best in the Arizona Community College Athletic Conference.
And that's 3 points the Coyotes needed right now in this third quarter.
Miller going back up strong. Won't go. Yazzie. Loose
Good
ball.
pass.
Shoots it off to Cosgrove. Cosgrove can't connect. Velasquez with a good defense. Bailey Connor. Guarded by Yazzie. Connor forcing this one. Shoots it over to Mimi Miller, who wasn't ready for the pass. Miller, elbow. That's going to be long. Cosgrove and Bird get tangled up. Good effort on both sides. Mimi Miller checking back out. Going in, Kayla Pettit. Shadow Mountain High School. Inbounds, Miriam Traore. Connor, Traore, a little elbow, and that one is long. She had the opportunity, can't falter for taking the shot. Yazzie open for her. De Silva swings it out. Cosgrove in the corner. Caden just a little short. Maya is there. And Maya will pull it out. 15 on the shot clock. Maya lets it fly. Maya, another 3. Maya Way picking it up. 8 third quarter points. 18 for the game. 4 threes on the afternoon.
And Maya Way bringing that calm consistency to the game that the Coyotes need, forcing the timeout. I mean, she's playing outstanding tonight. She's taking the time. And even on that rebound that got her to that three-point shot, her vision for the court to find that spot where the ball is going to be and be in that location to get the rebound, get the three-pointer. It's excellent work from Maya Way.
Maya Way coming up big third quarter. 8 in the period, couple threes here in the last couple minutes. The freshman who played her high school ball in Mesquite under Candace Gonzalez, one of the best high school coaches in the state of Arizona. Mesquite once again made the open playoffs. They lost to Millennium in the first round, so they dropped back down to 4A. They play against Seton Catholic in the Desert Sky. Seton also made the open playoffs, beating Buckeye, beating Sunrise Mountain. Now they'll face Desert Vista in the quarterfinals on Thursday night. Desert Vista, the reigning open champions from a year ago. So Seton's going to have its hands full. And so Maya Way coming from a conference that from top to bottom, one of the best in 4A. And the freshman coming up big with 18 points, leading the charge and helping, giving the Coyotes some breathing room. Yazzie with the active hands.
Good hands.
Cosgrove out to Maya. Maya, open turf, and banks it in. And Maya's got 20. And a pushing foul. And that call will go against Cheryl Yazzie. And that will send Janae Bird to the line. Bird, a 46% free throw shooter. Redshirt freshman from Verado High School. Coyotes now up by 17. And that is Bird's first point of the game. She averages 7, 2, and 1. Misses on the back end. Cosgrove is there. De Silva. 15 seconds left in the third. Coyotes will play for the final shot. De Silva, Pettit on her. De Silva in the lane. And they tie it up Active hands by South Mountain. So the referees ironing everything out. So the Coyotes, 6.2 seconds left. De Silva will work the inbounds. Gets it over to Yazzie. Yazzie, Way lets it go at the buzzer. And Maya Way at the buzzer as time expires. And Maya Way, 23 points. Maya Way blowing up 13 third quarter points. And what a fantastic effort by the freshman taking over in the third period.
And that's the ending to the third quarter that the Coyotes bench won. You could hear Coach Fletch and Leon yelling to Steph, slow it down, run the clock, let us get down to those few last seconds. Obviously, then they got the jump ball, which got into their hands, and Maya Way putting the cap on the third quarter, giving them a great energy into the fourth.
3 threes in the third for Maya Way. 13 points in that third. And the Coyotes, they've got breathing room now. They're up by 19, and just a phenomenal effort by Maya Way, who really took control in that stretch. And that looked like, in that possession, you can tell a little bit of frustration by Fletcher Brown. He wanted Steph in that previous, before that ball went out of bounds, Steph wasn't looking to dish. He was looking to attack instead of, as you and I alluded to, finding that extra wide open shot. And the way Maya is feeling it, anytime Maya Way's open, you got to give her an opportunity to shoot the ball.
Well, and I'll tell you, Joe, I mean, if I'm Coach Fletch Brown at this point, I'm talking to the girls, I'm saying, you got the lead, we've got a good spot. Now, stop trying to go in there and just feel the pressure of winning this game. Let's now play.
So the Coyotes with an opportunity to really seize control off the turnover. Steph Cosgrove is there. Steph, elbow jumper, and Steph shoots it home. And Steph's got 10 points.
And good unselfish play from Kane Cosgrove. Going up for the rebound, realizing, you know what, I'm not the open man. Quick dish to Steph for the easy shot.
53-32. Coyotes have blown this one open. Connor continues to battle like a champ. What a game she's had. 13 points and counting. Maya. And Janae Bird will draw the foul. And Maya Way took a tumble on the court, holding that elbow.
Looks like she's wincing a little bit. Maybe came down a little hard on her arm or her leg a little bit. Good look.
And Maya, no hesitation. If there was any kind of elbow injury, it was for a split second. A little grimace of pain as Steph tried to roll it in off the glass. And now you got the Cougars coaching staff telling the ladies to push the pace because they're down by 19. They can't afford to bring the ball up slowly up the floor. Cosgrove with the foul.
And you're going to see as we get into this fourth quarter, tensions are high. South Mountain wants to play a good game, and they've played great, intense ball thus far, and they're continuing to be asked to do so. So it's going to be aggressive.
Maya Way checking out, holding her wrist. And they're going to call the offensive foul against Traore. Second team foul for South Mountain. And that goes right through the wickets. And that is a situation right there. You're up 19. Keep the focus.
Take your
time. Do the basics to give yourself an opportunity. Do not give possessions away.
And you know, Joe, it's easy in a game to feel like you're running the pace you know to play, but you're really going kind of out of control and faster than you think. So slow down, take a breath like you've said already today, and play your game. And that is a travel, it looks like.
Travel call goes against Connor. 53-34. And Traore was very close of picking up a technical for a delay of game. Got to give the basketball back to the referees. Zachary off the inbounds. Zachary firing it up. Tipped by Velasquez. Traore almost lost the dribble. Shoots it over to Connor.
And credit to the Cougars. You know, they've done a good job of making the Coyotes feel like they've got the wide open lane to just go in and drive and take the basket, and then closing it down real close right after the shot to block it off. So good job of running that intensity, forcing them to kind of play a little more isolation ball. And that's where we've been talking about. The Coyotes really need to pull it out, run their plays.
Nacio.
Good dish.
Ashley with the elbow. Aisha's first bucket of the game. And Nacio, good court vision. A great dish. Velasquez has it taken away. And now it's Connor. Shoots it over to Velasquez. Elbow by Velasquez. And a timeout on the floor by South Mountain. So South Mountain with the uphill battle. 55-36. And of course, we talk about the Coyotes, and this game was close at the half, 30-23, but Maya Way with that 13-point third quarter. Now 23 in the game really helped blow things open after 3.
And Coach Gibson, you know, saving these timeouts and taking the time now here in the fourth to strategically pull our team together when they feel that momentum shifting. You know, great shot from one of their players on there. I don't remember which number shot that last point, but great shot. Coach Gibson coming together saying, okay, here's the next plan. Let's go and implement.
So
that was number 22, Valerie Vasquez.
So Aisha gets called for the travel. So an update from John Watson, the baseball team. Mesa Community College has scored a run in the top of the 13th. The Coyotes now going to bat. Mesa won that matchup yesterday 7-3. Shot from the outside won't go. Nacio outworking Mimi Miller. Velasquez shoots it over to. And Connor with the hand check foul. And you want to give some credit here to Valerie Velasquez, number 22 of South Mountain. She is out there, and she's really working hard on the defensive end. Cosgrove swings it over to Yazzie. Cosgrove. Aisha will let it go from 3. Aisha off the mark. 55-36. Coyotes with a 19-point lead. Looking for their 7th conference win of the season. Trying to put a stranglehold in that 4th seed. And how about Traore from long range? Knocking down the triple.
Showing off her shooting skills there.
She's got 13. Cosgrove looking to answer. And that one in and out as Traore tracks down the rebound. And the referees stop play. So no foul was called. We play on. Velasquez drives into traffic. Yazzie shoots it to Cosgrove. Cosgrove. Nacio. Cosgrove puts it on the floors. And that one's knocked out of bounds by Wiley. Good defense by South Mountain. And right now, Chandler Gilbert's just looking for good clock management, take care of the ball, and get some good shots off.
Absolutely. There's no reason they should just be running down, trying to drive in and make the shot. Take your time, make some good passes in rotation, run that clock down.
Cosgrove was looking for Zachary on the back door. Zachary elbow.
Good shot.
That's off the mark. Yazzie underneath. Yazzie. Rebecca Gutierrez tries to go back inside. And South Mountain gets the call. And right now, Fletcher Brown has got Maya Way on the bench, and got to wonder how much that elbow injury, I think that wrist injury she suffered is bothering her right now. Because if the Coyotes go through a couple more scoreless possessions, Maya Way's number is going to be called here very quickly, depending on her health status.
Absolutely, yeah. And you know what? I mean, give the wrist a break, see what she can do. She's obviously done a lot for the team already tonight, putting them in this tremendous lead, but her leadership is definitely needed on the court.
And Wiley picks up the foul against Jordan Zachary. Zachary was trying to split a couple defenders.
And we find ourselves here in the fourth quarter with 6:10 on the board. The Cougars with 4 fouls, nearing that bonus. The Coyotes with 1. And that's what you're going to get as the Cougars are looking for high intensity pressure, get the ball back as fast as we can, and that's going to lead to some fouls on the board.
Nacio, time winding down. Cosgrove, Nacio fires it up from long range. Off the mark, did not hit the rim. And shot clock violation by Chandler Gilbert. Steph De Silva coming back in. Alana West checking back in. De Silva with 10 points. West with 4. So Fletcher Brown going back to some of his players that can provide some firepower. Only up 16. Plenty of time left in this one. Alana West picks up the foul, and Fletcher Brown talking to his team about communication. And it's a final. The Coyotes have lost to Mesa by the count of 6-5 over at the baseball stadium. Connor blocked. Traore gets the roll, and Miriam Traore has played very well. Now you got to remember, Miriam Traore is a young lady, played at Compass Press, and she's playing in her first season for Dee Dee Gibson. You got to wonder how good Traore would be under 2 years of Gibson's coaching. West loses the handle. Taken away by Chloe Wiley. Wiley stops, pops, and that is off the mark. And he'll go back and in the Coyotes' possession. And that's a situation right there where Wiley didn't have the numbers in her favor. Should have pulled it back out and worked a good offensive possession. The lead is 14. South Mountain not relenting on the energy and effort. West guarded by Bird. De Silva thought about it for a split second. Steph inside.
Good look.
Gutierrez, and what a recognition by Steph De Silva. And Gutierrez now with 6 points. And a timeout on the floor. 4:33 left, and Dee Dee Gibson taking a timeout to really get into her team about defensive recognitions, especially on that last play where De Silva found Gutierrez, who was just left alone underneath the basket.
Yeah, this is one of those games, they're down by roughly a little under 20 points, but Dee Dee Gibson wants them to realize this is not a game just to give up on in the fourth quarter. We stay intense, we pressure the girls, we play hard, and we don't let easy baskets like that last one go.
4:33 left. Coming up next, the men's team. Steve Silsby and his 10th ranked Coyotes taking on South Mountain. And South Mountain, led by the league's leading scorer, Jalen Wesley, putting up 26 and 10. Haley Connor, Miriam Traore. Traore misses on the putback. West working her way up the court, swings it over and throws it away. 4:17 left. Coyotes trying to hold off this Cougars team that's coming off its first win of the season against Phoenix College. Plenty of potential Coyote recruits on hand here today. Connor, Traore. Traore, good recognition from the young lady. She's got 17.
And if Miriam keeps playing like this as she grows as a player, as a freshman alone, she's going to be a lethal weapon under the post.
De Silva puts it on the floor. Swings it inside. West doesn't get the roll. West goes back up. Traore comes up with a rebound. What a good game for the sophomore. Connor thought about the elbow, and she gets called for the travel. And as good as Haley Connor has been in this game, there's also moments of she's got to realize realizing her positioning on the floor. How about Jordan Zachary lighting it up from three? And breathing room for the Coyotes now at 17. Winding down to 3 minutes left. Connor off the mark.
Yeah, back to your point, Joe. When you get into games like this, as it's winding down in the last few minutes, it's easy to think, what, I'm the only person on this court. I got to make the shot. But there's been lots of times where you get in there, you've got to kick it back out and look for the better shot. Jordan Zachary, a perfect example of that on the other end. Went inside, kicked it to Jordan Zachary, and put up the three.
Oof. Zachary, strong move to the hoop. Coyotes will hold possession. And Haley Connor, right to our left, having a discussion with head coach Dee Gibson. And Coach Gibson saying, hey, never give in and never give up. And Connor, as I alluded to just a short time ago, been really good in this game, just has to realize that third step can happen. She's been called for multiple travel calls in this game. And they're calling the foul against Mimi Miller.
And you know what? That was a good call. Steph was clearly set up in the screen position. She had her feet planted. And number 12, once again, they've been playing intense, aggressive ball all night long. Get a little bump from one of the other girls. It's tempting to push in and shove off, and that's what the call was for.
And Steph's got 11 points.
And this is a good position that the Coyotes want to be in. 3 minutes left on the clock. Other teams in the bonus, so every foul now becomes a shot. It's a good spot for them.
And Steph De Silva with 12, a perfect 4-4 from the line. 19-point lead for the Coyotes. They were testing this one. Cougars came out strong. 1 point, tied it at 13. Only down 7 at the half, but Maya Way and Cheryl Yazzie gets called for the travel.
And you could hear a little bit of a tension in the air as she went down. It looked like she may have hurt her leg. It looks like she's fine, but looked like just a little misstep in her pace.
62-43. Traore. Young ladies had a nice game for South Mountain. De Silva works it down the floor. Gutierrez swings it out.
Good look.
And Alana West off a great feed from Cheryl Yazzie.
And Cheryl Yazzie with the sniper vision as she passed it right to Alana West. What a great look.
West now with 6 points. How about Steph for the block, swatting it away.
Steph wanted them to hear that.
The Tower of Power from Australia with a big paw. 2:03 left. Coyotes closing in on their 7th conference win of the season. Good defense by Zachary, reading the recognition by Chloe Wiley, who's setting up for 3 in the corner. Lana West swings it over to De Silva. De Silva, Zachary lets it fly. Shot is short. Janae Bird. And the Coyotes right now will have no problem with South Mountain taking its time. Shot won't go. Yazzie, who's been a force off the bench. Cheryl Yazzie. De Silva swings it over Zachary. Little runner, won't go. Alana West fighting underneath. Alana among the trees. And how about the effort from Alana West? Alana stands 5'4" among the trees on numerous occasions and earned the opportunity to go to the charity stripe.
And Alana West with a smile on the way down as she knew she was playing against some taller girls, but still getting up there, putting the ball back into the hoop.
And Steph De Silva and Rebecca Gutierrez coming out. And what great days for Steph De Silva. 12 points, 4 of 4 from the line, and Rebecca Gutierrez with 6 points and was a factor offensively. Alana now 5 of 6 from the free throw line, and I think that's 6 of 7. She's got 7 points. And the Coyotes, they got a challenge from this Cougars team that was thinking about a potential road upset. And the Coyotes really picked up their energy in the second half, and Maya Way was the difference. Alana West in transition. Anna Williams couldn't handle the pass from Jordan Zachary. 55.4 seconds left.
Got to appreciate now as they start to throw some of their bench players in there, give them a second string a little bit more of a chance to play. They're fighting. They're playing intense. Just like that, a little move trying to get it in there.
Shot is up and in by Kayla Pettit. Chandler Gilbert, Megan Urbanski on the floor. Urbanski, Alana will let it fly from 3. That's going to be a little too strong. Connor dishes it off. Good open look by Carissa Collier. And we are under 30 seconds left in this one. And Alana West and the Coyotes will have no problem eating up the clock. And time is winding down, and the Coyotes do what's necessary. On home court, they bounce back from the loss to Scottsdale and get the victory 65-47. Maya Wade leading the way with 23 points, 18. Make that 13 in the third, and Steph De Silva with 12 points. And it was really that third quarter push by the Coyotes, and Maya Wade finding her stroke from 3. 3 threes in that third period. 23 points. Maya Wade, a difference maker in this one.
Yeah, Maya Wade really making the Coyotes take that lead, really putting them over the edge. Coming out of a third quarter where scoring was a little bit low, they weren't quite on the rhythm. She made a big difference. She gave them that impact they needed to pull through in the fourth. So, impressive game from the Coyotes. This is the energy that we want to see. Obviously, in talking to Coach Brown, we heard, there was a bit of a dip off in the second and third quarter, but they came out strong. They played hard. And kudos to South Mountain. Those Cougars coming out hard, playing intense. That's what we want to see.
So the Coyotes now improved to 7-11 in league play. Once again, trying to hold off Phoenix College for that final playoff spot. Squad next up Wednesday at Glendale, 5:30 before hosting Mesa next Saturday. Keep it right here. We'll hear from a couple of the Coyotes right here on the Coyote Sports Network. Leave the one ear so you can hear me off.
Okay.
Kind of like, there you go.
Hey, first thing, thank you. You told us to tell you thank you. You reminded us that thank you so much. That's a great point. Give us up the call.
All right. And we welcome you back to the Coyotes Center, where the Coyotes pick up a big victory over South Mountain, 65-47 here with Maya Wake. 23 points, 13 in the third quarter. Maya, you came to life. At one time, it was a close game. Then all of a sudden, you find your shooting range, and then you blow this thing open. Talk about that hot third period.
I felt like I really need to shoot the ball because this is a really close game right there, and so I feel like I needed to put up shots in order for us to get a little ahead, to have some breathing room for a little while.
And you talk about breathing room, and now you've given the team a little bit more breathing room in the standings. Coming into today, the team was trying to hold on to that fourth playoff spot. Phoenix College only 2 games behind, so you did what you needed to do. So how great was it today to get the victory and draw just a little closer to secure that 4th playoff spot?
It felt really good to get the win today. We came off a loss from Scottsdale, so we really wanted to get a win in after that, and we wanted to at least secure a great 4th spot because we knew the standings were kind of closer on the 4th end, so we wanted to come in and win today.
So Maya, give me kind of the sense of urgency from this team. Coming in today, there was only 6 games left, a hard-fought loss at Scottsdale. You knew you had to come in and take this victory, and is the team essentially in playoff mode?
Yeah, it's sort of like our practice are getting harder, and then the season's getting harder, and all the bodies are slowing down, so we kind of have to stay in with it.
So Maya Way, 23 points in this one. How good is Maya Way in the season? Well, she shoots over 40% from the floor, over 40% from 3 as well. And needs to say, something tells me Candace Gonzalez taught you pretty well over Mesquite High. Am I correct?
Yes.
That is Maya Way. Always a charmer. Big game for her. Keep it locked and loaded. We're going to do the perfect assist. Steph De Silva, right to my right. Handing off. Oh, that's what I call the Magic Johnson perfection assist right there. Steph De Silva now on the mic. And Steph, 12 points in this one. And talk about the must-win situation after losing a hard-fought game against Scottsdale on Wednesday.
Yeah, we have a couple games now that are must-wins for us, so we just had to come out, get the job done, and we beat South twice at their home, so it was just about protecting our home court today, making sure we could come away with a win. And I think it was a little ugly at times, but a win's a win, so we'll take it.
Yeah, you'll take an ugly win over a pretty loss at any given point in the season. And I know at this point, look, the bottom line is everyone's looking at the standings, right? And you held a 2-game lead over Phoenix College coming into this one. So was the sense of urgency safe to say, looking at this one and say, look, we're going to have this one, especially after coming off the loss to Scottsdale?
Definitely. Scottsdale was a tough loss, especially we played well, we just couldn't quite get over the line. So coming into today, we had to keep our heads up and, like I said, just get the job done. So we knew what we had to do, and I'm glad to say we went out and did it. So.
Steph, you had that look today, like you were looking to will your team to win in this one. You were going 150 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I think at times you looked like it was 1-on-5, and you were willing to do what was ever necessary. And give me kind of the mindset of how you look. You look determined to make sure your team did not lose this one today.
Yeah, I always strive to be really aggressive when I play, and today it was the refs were kind of going towards the more aggressive team, so I knew we just had to keep attacking, and I kind of tried to just run the ball, do my best to get movement, and a lot of my shots weren't dropping today, so towards the second half I kind of looked to get my teammates more involved, pass the ball around, and once we started doing that, we definitely got some momentum, so that helped.
There you go. So Wednesday you got Glendale, then Saturday you're back at it against Mesa.
Right.
Give us kind of the mindset as you enjoy this one, but then go back to work on Monday.
Right. Again, we've beat Glendale twice, but as Coach always says, it's hard to beat a team 3 times. So we have to go to Glendale on Wednesday. So we'll get back to work early on Monday morning. Hopefully get another win under our belt. That's another important win for us. And then start building towards Mesa, who are definitely one of the better teams in our conference, but I don't think anyone's unbeatable. So I think we'll be good.
And Steph, before I let you go, because we are on a worldwide stream, is there anyone you want to say hello to in Australia?
Yeah, to my parents and my siblings. It's very early Sunday morning, but I know they're up watching. So hi guys, thanks for getting up. I miss you. Thanks for watching.
There you go. Greetings from America. Greetings to those in Australia. That is Steph DeSilva, 12 points as the Coyotes pick up the win. Keep it locked and loaded. We'll hear from Fletcher Brown right here on the Coyote Sports Network.
Great. Sorry, I made that sweaty. Sorry, I made it all sweaty.
What's up, champ? Good to see you, bud. How's everything?
So can they hear the interview with all this noise?
What's that?
Can they hear the interview with all this?
These microphones are really like broadcast microphones where we can actually even hear each other talk. So it's like,
Oh, really?
They can typically hear the interview on the
Even with the,
them. Like,
even with the music going on in the background?
I was listening to the one we did last week, and it's not. It's just hard to hear each other.